Hey, y'all. I'm Jake, staff writer here at Gambit. Welcome to a new episode of The Get Down. We're going to be talking about this week's issue, the February 23rd issue. We have a really important story from writer Danny Cherry about healthcare in Louisiana's prisons. We have an interview with comedian Katherine Blanford. Writer Beth Dodano checked out the new Peruvian restaurant Social. Mars and Other Planets, a rock band here in town, they just released a new album. And there's a brand new issue of Nearly Weds. So it's a pretty packed issue, especially coming out right from Mardi Gras. We hope you all have recovered. So just stick around with us.
Hey everybody, I'm Lionel. I'm here with Jake.
Hello.
Jake has a really compelling story to tell us about. We were talking behind the scenes. He was giving us a little bit of information, and I said, I want to hear more about this.
Yeah.
Like I said, pretty compelling. So tell us more. Tell us more.
So in this week's issue, we have a longer story by New Orleans writer Danny Cherry Jr. So Danny took a look at healthcare in Louisiana's prison systems. Now, this is a universal story. I think across the nation, incarcerated people have real troubles finding quality healthcare within prisons. Yeah. But, Louisiana State Penitentiary is like one of the largest prisons. It's notorious.
I was about to say that very weird and notorious. Yeah.
So Danny focuses mostly on what's been going on at Angola. And a lot of this kind of actually stems from there was a lawsuit filed in 2016 by 200 inmates at Angola that are against the warden, Burl Kane, against the Department of Corrections and other officials, just about the abysmal quality of healthcare in Louisiana's prison systems. So there's just a myriad of issues that incarcerated people encounter. So a lot of times, just to start out, prisons in the state are severely understaffed. There's just not a lot of doctors. There's not a lot of nurses. Mm-hmm. Compounding on that issue is that actually a lot of doctors who do take work in the prison system have had some sort of misconduct allegation or ethical behavior allegation. So one of the facts in Danny's story that just blew my mind is that in 2016, whenever this lawsuit was filed, there were 5 doctors who were working at Louisiana State Penitentiary, and all 5 of them had restricted licenses whenever they were hired. Yeah. And in Louisiana, there's a number of ways you can have a restricted license.
Just like skirt around.
Yeah, and they are allowed to work in prisons. So there's a shortage of staff, a shortage of quality staff. There's a ingrained distrust of administration against inmates. And so a lot of times inmates a lot of people who end up in prison have these complex physical and also mental health issues. And they're also encountering a lot of, trauma. And so people
these are still people.
Well, they are people. Yeah. But a lot of times, administrators and doctors and nurses will essentially treat issues more as nuisances rather than actual, like, you need healthcare, you need help. Mm-hmm. So there's those issues. And then kind of on top of it, there's an ingrained flaw in how Louisiana especially deals with administrating healthcare in prisons. A lot of it goes through the Department of Corrections and not through the Louisiana Department of Health. And so there isn't very good oversight about what happens in our prisons whenever people are facing, like, they might have a heart attack or, might have issues with diabetes or issues with hypertension. Yeah. And so Louisiana, especially since 2023, whenever the state legislature, 2023 or 2024, the state legislature overturned a lot of reforms, justice reforms. So our prison population is becoming older, staying in prison longer. Mm-hmm. And now as people develop more health related problems, they're getting worse care. So it's this just ticking time bomb that has kind of been planted and just been causing issues.
Yeah, just festering.
Yeah,
And it sounds like, I mean, like, please pick up the issue and like absolutely read more.
Oh yeah, that brushes the surface of what's in Danny's story.
Right. I mean, like there's so much that we can delve into that we just don't have the time for. But that's why I wanted to, like, you know, listen to what, you know, a little more of a summary on the article, because this is compelling. This is newsworthy.
Yeah.
Please pick up the issue. Read some more about this.
Yeah. Thanks. This week I wrote about a band called Mars and Other Planets. Okay. So 2 years ago in early 2024, Mars and Other Planets released their first album, and it's great. It is it's sort of more of an Americana with some rock and punk leanings into it. But Mars and Other Planets is centered around Marissa Douglas, who is a singer-songwriter in town. She formed the band as sort of kind of like she is Mars and her orbit are the other planets, and to be able to just bring a lot of kind of like musical ideas to life. Well, Mars and Other Planets has now released their second album. It's called Dialectics.
Interesting title.
Yeah,
so very interesting title.
In psychology, dialectics is the idea of having two kind of opposing views that both hold truth, right? And kind of finding the balance or understanding that both things can be true at once. Yeah. And so that title comes from a lot of the contrasts that are on this album. So as Marissa was starting to work on these new songs, she kind of developed some chronic pain that made playing guitar difficult. So she switched to playing piano and keyboards. That prompted her band's bassist, Chris, to then pick up a baritone guitar. And along with their drummer, they have just really started to reshape their sound. And now Dialectics is this really interesting, eclectic rock album that has, it's got grunge and prog rock. It has a little bit of jazz. It's got a little bit of musical theater, like drama on it. The album opens with this song called Fever that first starts with a really heavy doom riff and then morphs into a disco anthem, which is really interesting. So like all over the album, there are these contrasts. And like I said earlier, it just kind of goes back to how this band has had to kind of morph and adapt and find these new balances in their life. But they're playing a album release show at Carrollton Station on February 27th. It's a really great rock record, and I recommend people check it out. So
okay, Mars and Other Planets.
All right, thanks. All right, I'm with Will Coviello, our arts and entertainment editor. Katherine Blanford, comedian, is in town, and Will, you spoke with her. You want to tell us about what's going on?
Yeah, she's coming to town. I mean, she's been doing comedy for a while, but she kind of broke through a few years ago, telling a joke on a Don't Tell set.
Oh, Don't Tell comedy.
Yeah, Don't Tell comedy. She told a joke about her parents being cousins, and it went viral. And that really kind of helped her. Next, you said, the next thing you know, I had management. I was touring. She spent 2 years opening for David Spade because he thought that was a pretty good joke. But she put out a special last year, Catholic Cowgirl, which is pretty great. She filmed that in Houston. It's funny. She's from Louisville, and she makes a lot of jokes. She likes a lot of self-deprecating jokes about, you know, kind of growing up naive or being a Catholic schoolgirl or Southern or whatever.
Or having cousin parents.
Yeah, we're having cousin parents. But anyway, she was into whatever horses growing up. So for some reason, she wanted to have a horse on her special. And so in Catholic Cowgirl, she performs the whole thing in front of this white flowing horse, was it turns out was something from the Beyonce tour that she just bought on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, really?
She's just got a lot of hilarious tales about how things came together. You know, I think that some of the funny stuff in Catholic Cowgirl is like some of her bachelorette party antics, some of which are true. I was trying to get to this story which is in the paper this week. Louisville has its own Mardi Gras, and it is the infield during the Kentucky Derby.
Oh,
so
okay.
like the Twin Spires
sure,
are
okay.
huge. There's the stands accommodate a lot of people, but the infield is this other whole mess. And so anybody familiar with this probably is aware of something they have called porta potty races, where people get liquored up and then they get on top of the these lines of porta potties.
Oh, then run
and
across.
you try to run all the way to the end.
I have seen videos of this. Yeah.
And basically all the helpful people throw beers at you and try to knock you off. Anyway, so she has a pretty great story in her special and that she shared about that. She also shared that she did not herself get arrested in a porta potty race. She got her best friend arrested because she brought a college friend to Louisville and did not tell her that it's illegal to run on
the
top
porta
of the
johns.
potties.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she's got a pretty good set. She's coming into Sports Drink for 2 days, Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
People can find that special online currently, and she's also got a podcast with Shane Torres.
Oh, yeah.
Coastal Idiots, which is pretty good, and she's pretty candid about her whole life
Nice.
and just some of her crazy antics there too.
Great. You said 2 nights at Sports Drinks?
Yeah, 2 nights, 7 o'clock and 9 o'clock shows, Friday and Saturday, 27th and 28th.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks, Will.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Get Down. Please be sure to like and subscribe and follow us for all the latest Gambit stuff. Definitely check out our Instagram this week. We have some videos made by our producer, Maddie Spinner, about the Crew de Vue. And if you are just already missing Mardi Gras, if you are feeling like, oh man, this is going to be boring, check out Maddie's videos, some really great stuff. Also, be sure to check out our Gambit Crew. It's our own little community program. You get a lot of perks, some free events through us. And also, please check out the Gambit calendar. So keep up with all the latest events going on. But yeah, pick up the issue. Check us out at bestofneworleans.com, and we'll talk to y'all later.